So this is where things start getting a lot more exciting. It starts getting very tense, starts getting very scary, starts getting a little bit frightening for one of these two. Because one of these two gets eliminated after this game. Nimbus is going to be the map, and spawning in the lower right, we have the red Protoss player. Representing Mouse Sports, it's HasuObs. And his opponent down to the lower left, the blue Zerg, representing Alien Invasion. None other than Golden. So, this is where the pressure's really on, as I said. Winner advances on to play the decider game against Goody. The loser, eliminated. That's not fun. Elimination is never going to be exciting times. You're always going to be pretty annoyed about that, especially when both of these two have gone 2-1 in their games. In the first round, they're going to be going 2-1 in their next games. If HasuObs advances, it'll be a rematch of Goody versus HasuObs, which Goody won the first time through. If Golden advances, we won't have seen that. We haven't seen any of Goody's TvZ so far today. It'll be interesting to see how he copes with that and what he decides to do. So it's a gateway expand coming down from HasuObs yet again. The same build that he employed in game number 1 and game number 2. So he's definitely sitting here with what I'd say is a consistent opening. Golden, he's going for the hatch first. Again, very consistent, and on Nimbus, it's a safe thing to do. You've got a base in your base, so you might as well take it. HasuObs should be a lot more secure not getting this blocked on Nimbus as well, because a drone getting up into here would take a lot longer because it's actually around the back. So boom, down goes that Nexus, uninterrupted, and this is the first time this series that HasuObs actually been able to take that Nexus without it being interrupted. So he's going to be happy about that. In terms of compositions, I wouldn't be surprised to see Golden go Ling Hydra. He had success in that in game number 1. He would have won game number 2 if he went for it as well. Obviously, that's going to be quite annoying for him. Sorry, I had to take a sip of a drink there. I was about to cough terribly. Downside of solo casting for so long. I solo cast a best of 9, all 9 games played between TLO and Grubby on Monday, a show match I put on with Plantonics Gaming. Yesterday I did ESL Pro Series Group A. Today I'm doing Group B. It's been like 5 hours of casts a day, 3 days in a row, and my voice is starting to hate me a bit for it. Tomorrow, luckily, I get a day off. So, Golden, just getting a nice little scout down here. Goes, alright, 2 gases, 3 in each. Similar opening to before. He's got his third down, and this third is really early. He's actually switched things up. He went did he actually go hatch pool? Yeah, he did. So a hatch pool opening coming through here from Golden. Different to what he's done before. Playing this very macro focused up against this gate expand. Wants to make sure that third base is up and established, producing heavily after what happened game number 1. The link speed didn't really help him too much, so happy to sacrifice that for a while. Means that, of course, that link speed is going to be a lot later. Roaches are going to be a lot later, but the drone count is a lot higher. The lava count significantly higher. And that means more production, more stuff. And that was really the problem for Golden. Even if you went with that Roach Ling composition against the 2-base Blinkstalker play by HasuObs, stuff really was what mattered. If Golden was able to get that kind of critical mass of units up where he could actually engage past the first set of Blinks, he could have crushed it. But because he couldn't do that, it ran into more problems. Now, Nimbus map, I haven't actually had the chance to look around too much on. There's some cool stuff though. I like these. But first, I better talk about the Twilight Council. Again, similar build from HasuObs. Going to be going for probably that 2-base Blinkstalker play, most likely. Worked in game number 2. Is Golden going to be able to prepare for this differently this time? Of course, there's quite a quick rush through around here. Lots of places proxy pylons can be placed. One here would be really infuriating. It's basically next door, but a lot harder to take down. Overlord coming through. Is he going to scout it? It's going to be quite close. Does see it. One shot before it's dead. Playing it on the danger line. But is able to see it. Knows what's coming down. Sees no 3rd or 4th gas yet. Another gateway in production. Blink already coming down. What's Golden going to do in response to this? Well, his first 2 gases have only just got taken. He hasn't started speed. Hasn't spent gas on anything else yet. So speed is a long way off if he wants to start that immediately. He probably still will. Zergling speed is pretty essential unless he just wants to go straight up into Roach Hydra. He can get it down before Blink is... Oh, no, actually can't. Woo. It's going to be like bang on. Literally the second Blink finishes, so does Zergling speed. Roach Run also coming through, and this is what I was expecting. He needs some Roaches to defend this. The key thing he's going to be keeping a good, hard look for is a third base. A Ling should pretty much be situated here, because if you don't see that third, you know it's going to be the 2-base variation. HasuObs going to go up to... Okay, going up to 7 gates again, so it's exactly the same build as last game. No +1. A lot more Lings being produced, no sign of any spines yet. Proxy Pylon has been discovered, but the Lings aren't going to be able to take this out before the Stalkers are across. So already one Proxy Pylon location has been established. Still waiting to see what's going to be done. Spine Caller's getting started up. HasuObs going for that same 2-base all in an attempt to try and win. Knock Golden out of the ESL Pro Series Group Stage B. First Queen dies. One of the Spine Callers gets taken down. Golden waiting. Wants to get out more Lings. They don't have speed yet. Blink has kicked in. Speed is 5 seconds away from completion. Drones being pulled already though. A couple of Lings coming from behind. They're trying to get that surround. A Time Warp being used, preventing the Zerglings from getting that wraparound. But speed now active. More Zealots getting warped in. A lot of the Stalkers are getting taken down at the moment. Drones being pulled as well, just to try and soak up some more of the damage. 30 more Zerglings coming on through. The Stalker count severely diminished. 9 of them there. A couple of Spine Callers edging on forward. The third hatch still up. That's the important thing. Waiting. Patiently. Checking. In come more Speedlings. Time Warp. The second one being used. The Zealots taking a lot of damage from the Spine, the Queen, and the Lings. They're the big damage dealers. The first wave of Blinks coming through. A couple of Roaches also on their way. Golden needs to be careful when he engages. On the one hand, he doesn't want to engage against the Zealots once the Roaches out. On the other hand, he doesn't want to give HasuObs more time to get more Warpins through. It's literally a rock and a hard place. The last Spine gets taken out. The hatchery now taking some damage. The Roaches not yet popping. A couple of them are going to be creeping on by, but the third hatch being evacuated. Handful of Lings ready to go and counter-attack. The wall-off is, I believe, complete. Oh, no, actually, there might be a gap there. No, it is complete. So that's getting taken down. Slowly and steady. This should force at least one Warpin back at home. Another gateway being produced, trying to buy some more time. It's going to be close. Should get up. Brilliant. Pylon depowers that gateway, though. That's really frustrating. The Roaches, the Lings, trying to get in a position where they can engage. A lot of Zealots here. The Stalkers trying to get surrounded, but of course, with Blink, they can't get out of that. Drones being pulled as well. Golden fighting for his survival in this tournament. Couple more Roaches shooting on through. HasuObs continuing to advance forward. The Lings have been dealt with. The Zealots all gone now, though, but the Stalkers still blinking away like mad. Counterattack is doing a lot of damage. Quite a few probes getting taken down behind this, but the drone count a lot lower than the probe count. Golden, for the moment, is able to force this back. Waiting to deal with the next wave of Warpins. A couple of these Stalkers taking a few shots as well. They're blinking away as we speak. The Natural Nexus taking quite a bit of damage here. Golden attempting to get enough counter damage done. The Zealot's still moving forward though. HasuObs accepting that he needs to lose this in order to potentially win the game. A couple more Spines coming on up. More units trying to be produced ASAP. But with only 24 drones worth of production, this is really hard for Golden. Golden engaging now in a very tight choke. That gives his Roaches a bit of a bad position to engage until they actually move down. They don't want to move down that ramp. The natural base of HasuObs will fall. The Lings now probably going to turn tail and come back home. Just that extra little bit of firepower going to be very important. HasuObs now is also hurting in terms of his economy. This is really neck and neck. Golden really low on his gas income though. He's only got one drone in gas. Trying to get as many Speedlings as he can. The Roach count is still up at 15. And looking alright actually there. HasuObs is definitely hurting being on only one base. Army supply is 42 to 52, slightly favouring Golden. Golden needs more Lings out. That's where Golden wins this game. The road count of 16, 17 now is quite nice. The Spines are going to help against the Zealots as well. He just wants to wait up here. He wants to stay in this position. Ideally, you want to creep the Spines a little further so that he can gauge as the Stalkers try and come up the ramp, because then he can get a much better concave. A couple of Lings counterattacking. If the Cybercore goes down, that would actually be massive. Force Ridge trying to come through. It's going to get quite close. HasuObs waiting to go up. Big concave here. Golden is in a very nice position as this stands. The Blink Stalker is still coming through. The Cybercore is going to stay up. A couple of Lings Waiting, ready to start coming back. HasuObs still can't decide if he wants to move up the ramp. A couple more drones being snuck through for Golden. He's feeling that he is ahead. He's got these spines here. The spines trying to burrow up. Golden, of course, going to want to buy time to allow those. The roach count very high. 20 roaches now on the field. The Lings still pushing forward. They're taking out a lot of the Stalkers. The Zealots duking now with the Queen will win that fight. Meanwhile, the Lings counter-attacking, unable to achieve too much more before they're taken down. HasuObs attempting to resecure up his natural base. Overall 23 to 28 workers. This is really tense. This could still go either way. Golden is slightly ahead at the moment, but with some great control, HasuObs is still in with a fighting chance, especially when his natural is back up. Golden, if he can take out that cybernetics core, which I doubt he can. A Zealot, a Stalker, and a Sentry being kept here on permanent basis guarding that. If the cyber core went down and no more Stalkers could be produced, that would really hurt. Quick little check. The one Ling comes up, says, okay. Stalker and a Zealot there. 25 probes, 40 drones now. This drone needs to get a little bit higher. The creep spread is really buying Golden time. He's going to be able to see things. What's Golden actually doing with his lava? That's really interesting to always keep an eye on. Notice he's keeping a couple just chilling around. Not spending all of them despite producing at the moment. Despite having the money to produce. Just wanting those lava waiting there. In this sort of situation, if you're not completely confident that your opponent's given up on the attack, it's probably a best bet to keep a couple of lava there in case you need to suddenly make units. No one wants to be the Zerg that's just droned for an entire wave just as the Stalkers come onto creep. Other information, Golden doesn't know if the natural base has been remade, which it has. HasuObs transferring some of those probes up in order to try and balance his economy. Of course, the third base also coming back through, though, for Golden. The reason Golden is still in this game, and I really want to emphasize this, is because of the small group of Lings that came in and killed off the natural. Without those, HasuObs would have had much more production, a much better income, and could have just won overall. It's the fact that Golden went for that small counterattack and was still able to hold that's got him in this position where actually he's a little ahead. He's still producing out more units, getting Burrow, Roach Speed, and +1. He's preparing to go for a little bit more of an aggressive route. Importantly, though, an Immortal coming out for HasuObs. That Immortal coming through, or the two Immortals coming through, going to be very important. But supply block for HasuObs, actually, that's frustrating. He is able to pick off a couple of Lings. Overall, the resources lost, favouring HasuObs by just over 1,500. Overseer comes back in. This is important for Golden. He takes a look. He didn't see the robotics facility, though. That's unfortunate. Seeing that would have been helpful. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That pylon's going to have to get taken down. The Immortal and Sentries can't get out. That's actually quite annoying that the Immortal can't get out at the moment because the Roaches are about to have +1 and Burrow. They're moving up here. The Blinkstalkers get away. HasuObs will have now seen the fact that there is an Immortal there. The pylon gets taken down. Now the Immortals can escape. More drones coming out behind this for Golden. He's still feeling pretty confident. 8 more drones is quite a big drone investment. He's up by about 20 army supplies. He's also got the +1 about to finish. Does now kick in. Or, sorry, 8 seconds it will kick in. When it does, that means that obviously Golden will be level, or a lot more level on upgrades. Not quite the same because obviously it's a +1 missile, so the Lings don't benefit from that. Whereas all of the ground army benefits for HasuObs. HasuObs attempting to take a third base. This is brave. Especially when he's seen a lot of units here. He's feeling confident that with the Sentries and the Immortals, he's going to be able to hold off these Roaches. Hydralisks, though, they're going to help. If a decent number of Hydras add into this army, I fear HasuObs is going to be in a very rough spot. Like, really rough. Because he's got no splash damage at the moment, nor is he teching into it. No sign of a robotics bay. And the Hydra's already coming. The Hydra does now get spotted by a hallucinated Phoenix. That's going to see it bold and clear. And as we all know, Roach Hydra, or Hydralisks and Lings beat Gateway and Immortal compositions unless there's Storm or Colossus. Fourth base also coming through at the moment. This is actually really important, the fact that fourth base is coming up. That's going to keep Golden a base up, and both are being relatively passive. Neither really that confident that they can engage hard. Infestation pick coming down, most likely just to go up into Hive. And by going up into Hive, obviously unlocking Viper tech. Getting those Vipers out for the Abducts onto the Colossus. Still there, we're waiting. A couple of Lings coming on through. They're going to be trying to cancel this third base. There's one cannon there, and it's relatively well secured. So the Lings may just try and go for it. Looks like that's what their plan is, at least initially. Then decide, okay, Warpin's coming through. We're not going to get much achieved there. They back on out. A couple of Lings go down for a couple of probes. Force fields are right. I don't know why they re-engage there. They ran back forward. Still checking everything. 64 drones to 43 probes. Fourth base about to kick in for Golden. He's going Swarm Host. Okay, so not rushing up into those Vipers. Just wanting to be able to go through. And Swarm Hosts are another really good unit if you don't see any Colossus. But they take a while to get out. First four aren't quite here yet. If HasuObs went now, Golden would hurt. First few Swarm Hosts on their way. Still the creep spread getting taken. Golden positioning his army, ready to go for the complete surround. First few Swarm Hosts making their way down. These Swarm Hosts need to get burrowed up. They need to start sending their Locusts forward. There's the Robotics Bay for HasuObs. And bear in mind the way this game started, right? Did you think we get to the 22.5-minute mark? Gotta confess, I didn't. Couple of Swarm Hosts burrowing up now. We're going up to a decent-ish count. Should be 10. If my math serves. No, 9. Okay, now it will be 10. Cool. +2 missile attack coming through for Golden. Enduring Locust nearly finished as well. Bear in mind that HasuObs hasn't actually continued his upgrades. He's still only a +1. So, upgrade advantage about to kick in for Golden. Also, the advantage of having free units. Many Protoss players will tell you how important free units are. HasuObs just discovering them now. Couple of force fields coming through. This something needs to be a bit careful. Okay, force field comes down. Roche's burrow, but detection's there, so that won't save him, unfortunately. More Locusts edging on forward. The Swarm Hosts backing away. There's still 10 Swarm Hosts on the field. 6 more on the way out, though. 10 Locusts alone. That's the 10 Swarm Hosts. That's 20 Locusts. Force field's going to buy some time. The fourth base of Golden may be in some trouble. There's enough energy on the Mothership Core to mass recall, so this should pretty much get taken down, and then just a recall out, most likely going to be used. HasuObs going to be fairly happy with this. May end up losing an Immortal, maybe a Sentry or 2 for this. No micro on these Locusts. It'd be nice to see that Immortal get focused down, but Golden for the moment is backing on out. He doesn't want to spend the energy if he doesn't have to. Meanwhile, counterattack coming in. Group of Roaches on their way through. They're going to focus down that cannon. Warpins quickly are coming. Cannon goes down. A few probes should also get picked off here. So, all in all, it's just another brick in the wall. No, all in all, it's another probe down. So, these Roaches are going to be quite happy with that. They can also burrow up because there's no detection. Locust now edging forward, and the army of HasuObs in a bit of a rough spot. Does also have the option to recall out if required. It may be. Force field energy being expended at a rapid rate. Couple of Dark Templar coming through. Not going to lie, this isn't too much fun if they do actually go on a scouting. There is a couple of Overseers on the map. I'm not sure the exact count. It is... Okay, just the one Overseer. That's a very precious resource right now. Because there also are not... There's one Spore. One Spore on one Overseer. Unfortunately, Warp Prism coming in with these DTs. This is smart play by HasuObs. He knows that his Colossus count is pretty low. First one just popping out now. Knows those Locusts are getting rather close to his base. He's now looking to try and even things out. The DTs waiting in that Warp Prism. Now moving forward. The Overseer... Or there's 2 Overseers now. One coming over into the main base. Has the Dark Shrine been seen? It may well have been. No, it hasn't. Okay. The Warp Prism, though, has been spotted. The Overseer coming across as well. Knows that potentially that could be on the cards. Couple of Roaches, couple of Hydras, kind of chase this down. Meanwhile, the Locust still doing a good job of pushing through. Interesting decision by Golden just to ignore these Swarm Hosts completely. Leaving them completely over. Couple more Zealots and a DT warping in. Want to try and cancel this 5th. Meanwhile, the Locusts just rusing their way through. More force fields being expended. There are a lot of sentries, 10 of them, so force fields aren't that critical. A couple of Corruptors in as well. Going to be focusing down. That Colossus doesn't quite get it in time. That's unfortunate for Golden, but good news for HasuObs. He's able to back away without recall. He's also continuing with his pressure. A lot of Dark Templar. A lot of Zealots. The Hive could seriously get taken down right now. I think it is going to get taken down. It'll be hard to hold that. No detection up here either, as of yet. The Overseer just on its way. So Hive falls. That's frustrating. And lair getting remade now. Down at this 4th base. And you may be thinking, why is the Hive being built at the base, or the lair being built at the base right next to HasuObs? The reason being is because the Locust, the Swarm Host can just sit there and start spawning Locusts all day. Getting a decent amount of damage through. Still. Edging forward. Wave after wave. Crashing up against the Protoss army. Locusts making some good progress. We're approaching the 30-minute mark now. And that kind of throws the time off a bit, because generally this position can be reached a lot sooner, but it's because the first 10 minutes of the game were crazy. An attempt at a 4th from HasuObs. Now that puts a bit of pressure on Golden to try and take his own 5th. Corrupt is coming over. They're going to catch a Colossus. This Colossus is a dead Colossus. The favourite type to Zerg. Leaving only 2. The Swarm Host still looking to try and send a couple more waves through. HasuObs, what's he going to do? Is he going to go for the Swarm Host? Looks like that is his plan. Blinking on top of them. Trying to get more damage through. Where is the Observer? The Observer is with this army. The Corruptor, though, takes it down. Did it go down? That's really important. It did. Okay, no detection for those Swarm Hosts. So just having to use the splash damage of the Colossus. But the Colossus is now dead. The Swarm Host can't be taken out. HasuObs is completely committed here. The Mothership Core is not in position either. So that means no ability to recall out. The drones getting pulled. The next wave of Locusts going to be on their way. They're dealing a lot of damage out. The Roaches, the Hydralisks, they're dealing the damage as well. Down goes all the Immortals. The army of HasuObs, 22 army supply left. This is a brilliant position now for Golden. And HasuObs is looking to be eliminated from this group. Golden, all but unstoppable at this time. His Swarm Host boldly moving forward. The Roaches taking out the 4th base camp. The 5th base about to be completely destroyed. One more Prism being produced. Hoping maybe some sneaky DTs will do something, but at this stage, nothing can do. GG, Grats, well played. Coming down, Golden will advance on to face Goody in the decider match. We'll find out how that goes very shortly.